There you go.
Welcome to the Top Meat.
What's up?
Today we're down a man. He's living the life, quite busy.
Mm-hmm.
Concerts and work and girlfriend, you know? That'll take up your time.
Yeah, facts. Already said it.
So for the entirety of this month, it'll just be T and Will.
What's up?
Just sipping on this Rise mushroom coffee.
Yeah, that's pretty
go down in the scroll down for your
in the description.
link in the description for Rise mushroom coffee. Get off coffee, you fucking addict.
You about to go there? It's not even there.
Yeah, it's not even there. And then I said Rise mushroom coffee. Get off coffee.
Get off coffee.
This is mushroom coffee. Just kidding.
Ain't real coffee. It's like saying what do you say? It's like saying vegan chicken.
Yeah, vegan chicken.
Yeah,
Stop eating chicken.
vegan
eat
beef.
vegan chicken.
Yeah,
Like what? What eat that?
hella redundant.
It's called vegetable. Just call it chicken flavored veggie patty.
Yeah, exactly.
Flavor.
Exactly.
It's not a fucking chicken or impossible chicken.
But then
Like,
it makes it sound fake. Chicken flavored? What
I
flavor
get it.
is in it?
That gets in the mind.
Yeah.
Marketing is ingenious, is it not?
Yeah, you gotta say like vegan chicken nuggets or plant-based chicken nuggets.
And it's like, but it's not chicken.
It's not
Just put
chicken. It
nuggets
makes it
in
sound better than mine though. Yeah, because
But
like
it's more technically correct to say plant nuggets or flavored chicken, like
Yeah.
plant nuggets. Plant nuggets. That sounds real
Plant-
confusing, bro.
but dude, you know what I think it is though. Now that you mention it, I think what it is that people who, are vegan.
Mm-hmm.
There's a secret. I feel like there's a lot of people who are vegan who like occasionally just slip down into the meat section, just grab himself a couple
Couple Tyson
nuggets.
chicken nuggets too.
Yeah.
No.
Oh shit!
Oops!
I
I
didn't
thought it was a plant nugget.
Yep.
It's a Tyson nugget.
100%.
This really does taste like chicken. Sweating.
Because why is this marketing towards them? And they have to market it in a certain way where it still feels like they're eating meat. Why? I thought you guys were done with that.
On the top meats, we eat meat.
On the top meat, we don't eat meat.
We do eat meat. What? We do eat meat.
We don't eat meat.
Welcome to Top Meats.
Yeah, I'm gonna change our shit immediately right now. Not at Dawn's out. Vegan takeover. Top meats.
The Top Meats. No, I came up with the name. The Top Blokes was my idea. It wasn't like, we're not overdoing Don. He had another idea for what he wanted it to be called anyway.
Whoa.
We're supposed to be the fucking Nietzsche's Boys or whatever it was supposed to be
Oh
called.
yeah, Nietzsche's Boys or some shit like
Some shit like that.
Fuck, what was my shit?
Uber Boys.
It was Thus Spoke
the Boys. Yeah.
That was pretty cool. I like
That was a good one. It was between that one and the Top Blokes.
Yeah.
The Top Blokes is more humorous.
for sure.
It wasn't too serious. And then getting out of the guise of like psychology, we could talk about whatever we want.
Yeah, we couldn't have been bulling. We couldn't have been bulling if it was
Yeah.
fucking.
If it was a podcast only about that shit, think
Yeah.
about like we wouldn't even have as many episodes.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, that'd be ass.
Because dude, I'd have to put my head in the books
Mm-hmm.
for that Zarathustra, for that Friedrich Nietzsche.
Yeah. We'd already have to be basically at Peterson's level to just start going off, shooting, talking about all sorts of crap.
Facts.
We're not at that level yet, we want to be, but we're not there yet. And now we can bob and weave between topics. We can talk about meat, we can talk about psychology,
Yeah,
and
and
somehow we're talking about women,
Yep.
and then we're talking about cars, and we're back to psychology.
Then we bring
them.
we bring it back full circle.
Yep.
Dipping our balls in barbecue sauce and connecting it with, metaphysical shit.
Metaphysical physics. Anywho.
Anywho.
Topic for the day is... Take it away.
Now, The topic for today is should men have a vice? That is a question. And now you sit here and think about, bro, wait, what kind of question is that? Of course we shouldn't have a vice. Hear us out. All right.
Hear us out.
Now here's a list of actually, I'll just go ahead and read this. I was thinking about whether it is possible for a man to not have a vice or vices. Does a man like that even exist? And if so, should we as men even strive to be viceless? I was thinking how vice is attached to our shadow and how maybe people who reach enlightenment kill the shadow and destroy their ambition, drive, masculine edge, ... And so that was my thought.
And so we were at a Roosters eating chicken while talking about this shit, having many realizations.
Bro.
But we split into, okay, so you're a man, right? And you have these vices, right? Vices get touted as things that you shouldn't do that you do, such as being obsessed with gambling, alcoholism, sex. What else? Maybe over excessive violence. You're an angry fucking man. But here's the thing, right?
Yeah.
All men have this, right? What you naturally are inclined to, like a gambling addiction, it's just something that you have. Like every man has a proclivity towards something that if he doesn't control or get under control or use as motivation, will fuck his life up, right? If you have a gambling addiction, then you sort of are addicted to taking chances, right? You have this like fixation on using what you have to try and get more. You know what I mean? You're a very like risky individual. You like taking risks. It's addicting, right? You can't scratch that itch. You can't get it off of you. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think going about calling these things vices automatically adds a sort of negative aspect to it, right? Like a vice is already something that people do that they shouldn't be doing, right?
Yeah.
And here's the thing, right? Some of the most dedicated people have basically suffered with a vice or an issue, right? A fixation, and then went on to use it to do more productive things, right? Like some of the like best runners, right? Like I think some of the best athletes are fucking crazy, right? UFC champions are not fucking normal. They probably have a proclivity towards violence.
Fuck no.
They see red and they want blood and they don't know why, and that's okay. They redirected it towards a sport so they could fucking whoop each other's asses legally, right? Yeah. Maybe you, if you have that, you want to go start punching a bag more, right? You want to like take this out and use it, right? If you gamble, you can take risks a lot, right? So, possibly use that risk in business endeavors more so than anything else, right? If you struggle with drugs, I've heard that some of like the best marathonists are like have similar like neural pathways and think of like drug addicts, right? There's something they need to do. There's like this like dopamine release that they're like very fixated on. Maybe because their brains naturally don't produce as much dopamine, right?
Yeah,
hence fucking depression.
So now they have to go and do super extreme shit to get that. Yeah.
Right. So like adrenaline from doing crazy shit, or the runner's high you get after running is what they seek, but that's better than just fucking putting your face in cocaine all the time. Right? I mean, so like all these vices, right, can always be redirected to be far more beneficial for your life. But like that's almost, I guess that's like common touted advice. I don't think that's new. But what we're trying to say is like, really, is having a vice all that bad? Because when you have a vice, you have to drive something you want, right? Having something you want keeps your mind going all day. And that's not necessarily a bad thing, right? we were talking about how like if you're a godless man, right? If you don't believe in a religion, that a vice necessarily isn't a bad thing. Why? Because again, there's I'm not telling you to go fucking like buy a heap of cocaine and die overdosing from it, right? But like, but like, everybody needs a hobby and everybody needs a drive, right? I don't necessarily like always think you should let other people tell you what's good and bad, right? Because these things are complex,
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if you don't have a vice, if you don't have a reason to do something or anything, then why wake up in the morning, right? Why wake up in the morning? And this went on into a conversation where it got split into two things, okay? Like, so now you can use the constant desire and the want for something and live your life that way through gaining material success, okay? Because why else do you wake up in the morning, right? Aside from like common shit like survival, right? But when you live in a society where, or in a country when you live in a country where all your survival needs are taken care of, you automatically get put up higher in Maslow's hierarchy, right? Like food, you don't need to worry about that. Even if you're not eating good foods, food is cheap to come by. You can go to McDonald's, survive another day. Okay, water is not hard to fucking get, right? Like this is not ideal, but you take your fucking glass and you open the tap and you drink the fucking water, and you're fucking hydrated, right? There's food. There's what? Shelter. I mean, like, unless you're homeless on the street, you have a roof over your head, right? You work you work any job and you'll have enough probably to like live in an apartment or howsoever. It's not hard to have a roof over your head, okay? Those are the three ones. And then now, even a step above, when we're talking about like sex, easily taken care of. You just go on your phone and you type in Pornhub, and then you simulate sex and you jerk off. Done, right? So when all these things are taken care of, we're like automatically elevated up the fucking scale, and hence all societal issues, right? When survival's taken care of, which in the past, that's all you had to worry about.
Right.
That's all you had to worry about.
So vices weren't really.
Yeah. Like you didn't have to worry about what you want to do with your life and spirituality and where do you fit in the fucking world? Like, dude, just get up, find water, fucking hunt something, get the meat, bring some of the meat back to your fucking tribe, eat it all together, fucking fuck one girl so you can have a kid, or more than that. Didn't really fucking whatever, right? Like, it's done, right? Like your only purpose was to survive. That has been taken care of and made extremely easy, right? So, hold on, Siri.
I'm not sure I understand.
Yeah, shut up. So now we have this fucking like mental fixation in an area where most people weren't designed, I'd say, to be all the time. Right? We're elevated into the higher realm without like working to even be here.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We're talking about like spiritual things and the meaning of shit. When like most people back then didn't have to worry about that, right? You just survive. What does that have to do with vices? Well, so now we're worrying about like what's right and wrong and stuff like that, right? And with vices, I'm trying to tell you that like a vice necessarily isn't a bad thing. All it is a natural proclivity towards something, right? Like we don't need to go in there with judgment and say whether it's good or bad, right? You have this drive, this itch in your mind you can't get off to do something. That's not a bad thing. What's bad is if you wake up, you have no desire for fucking anything. That's bad. That's bad. That's real bad. Like there is no conjuring of mental energy being brought forth into your consciousness to make you want to do fucking anything, right? So at that point, you're just a zombie, right? So if you have a vice, I think you're one step above.
Yeah.
Right? You have something that you fucking like grind your brain for. You know what I mean? that, if you can use that and harness it, then I think you're gonna get above a lot of people. You know what I mean?
Because no matter what it is, a goal's a goal.
Yeah. A goal is a goal. A goal is a goal. You know what I mean? And so a lot of these vices are only bad because they're done not in moderation, but done just obsessively. And it takes over your life. You know what I mean? If you gamble too much, then you spend all your money and you're fucked. If you gamble a little bit, or take your proclivity towards gambling and maybe use it towards investing and a couple other things, you know what I mean? Then that could be a lot more beneficial for you. You know what I mean? If you are just angry all fucking time, you don't know what to do with it, right? I don't know. Go join a martial arts class. Use it, bro, right? Because by doing that, you're already like adding to your fitness, right? And now you're exerting yourself, and then that calms you down,
right?
And you're getting stronger and faster.
Yeah, that's the thing with vices. It has to be controlled and redirected.
Yes, like having a vice is not a bad thing.
Because I heard this from somewhere, and it just resonated with me so much. It is better to have too much energy, too much drive, than no drive at all.
Yes.
No drive equals death.
Yes.
No drive means you're not getting your next meal. You're not getting, you're not getting resources.
Yes.
Too much. Sure, you may get it, but then you still have to go and get more. Yep. Right? Yep. That is infinitely better than having none.
Than none at all. And there's a lot of men that don't. Like, they may have a vice, but like, do they really? It's not a vice. It's more an addiction towards emptiness, right? Or maybe like, I guess the guy that just like works, goes home and plays video games, right? Like, what is his vice?
Right.
Maybe it is violence, but like, he's just yelling at a screen at random people he doesn't know on Call of Duty. You know what I mean? That vice isn't being used right.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. And there's some cases where some people's vices are so they require so much resource from them that they have to go out and acquire resources to sustain that vice.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
So in the sense of like video games and porn, right? Those two, if we will define them vices, those two are, I'd say, the worst vices in terms of like,
of just kind of wasting.
Yes, because if you obsess over these are free. Like they require no resources other than an internet connection, which is readily available, right?
Yeah.
And $500.
Yeah. Even the guy that gambles his money, it's like, yeah, his chances are definitely stacked against him, but at least he has a chance to gain a lot of money.
Right.
When you all you do is play a video game, like, what are you actually getting back in tangible assets, like towards your life?
I could
right?
be an esports player. I could get money. That's $1 million right there. Street Fighter 6.
Yeah, I mean, you'd have to be real good, but okay. And like, even so, like, even when it comes to video games and porn, right? I truly think those things in moderation are not bad, right? Like, if you use a video game to motivate yourself, then that's fine, right? Like, I actually do this. I use very certain kinds of video games to remind myself to maybe be a bit more stoic. Like if I feel fucking frantic, I might play a game like God of War, where you have an extremely stoic man that knows what he's doing, and he's a warrior, and he's very fixated on one fucking thing, right? He goes up a mountain with his son to spread the mother's ashes. That's his only goal. The bullshit that tries to stop him in their way, he doesn't fucking care. He puts all those things aside, defeats all those things to get the one fucking goal done.
Yep.
Right? It's useful, right? Like going on Call of Duty and maybe just like just that hit marker fixation.
Yeah.
You just want to feel and hear that
and
little crosshair and the plus 50 XP, right?
And you know how like sometimes like when you're there's a difference between when you're focused and when your attention is sort of like when you get into a haze. It's like when, let's say you're looking at something,
yeah,
and then you kind of just look past it and everything tends to blur, like
Yeah.
you're like that aperture is sort of like changing and shit in your
Yeah,
eye.
yeah.
That's when you know that you've dozed off. Like
Yeah.
when you're fucking playing Call of Duty, and you're just like, you start slouching like this, and your
Yeah.
fucking mouth breathing, dude. It's
Yeah, and so there's and see, like I consciously used a video game to aid my own life. Like if you don't do that, then you're gonna get fucked over by it. And now 5 hours has gone by, and all you did was go from fucking level 3 to level 15. Like, good for you, right? You know what I mean? Versus I come out of playing God of War and I feel calm, and I feel strong, and I feel fucking ready to go out into the world and do what I got to do. And when people give me shit or people argue with me or things get in the way, it doesn't phase me. It doesn't phase me. You know what I mean?
So for these things to benefit your life, it all depends on your approach to them.
Yeah.
The angle of attack you're going with this. So with these video games, you can play Call of Duty mindlessly, or like you did, you can go with a game that
an action adventure, a single player focused story action adventure.
You can go with a game that sort of that inspires you, that has a character that interests you, right? And why does that? And then you ask yourself, why does that character interest you? And as you play it, you ask yourself, and submerge yourself into the character. And these are things that you can use
to add into your
character as well.
Say your life is boring, right? Say your fucking life is boring and you want some more adventure. Did you say adventure? When you say adventure, the first fucking character that pops in my head is Nathan Drake in Uncharted. Go play those games. Go play those games, bro. That man is wild. Now you're like, maybe I ought to save some money up and go to go to a trip in fucking Africa. You know, go on like a safari in Africa. You know, now you feel a bit more fucking adventurous. You don't have to go like shooting pirates and swinging from vines and shit. But like, obviously, right?
Like the thing is not a replacement. It has to be like a sort of addition to your life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like even back then, you could say that this, like, you know, all forms of media can be used as an inspiration. Back then, when we had no TV, no nothing like electricity, all of that. It was stories. Stories around the campfire, like stories of legends like fucking Achilles and you know, Odysseus and all that fucking shit, right?
And Homer and all that shit.
Exactly. Well,
Homer is in the Odyssey.
Yeah, right.
The book The Odyssey.
But like, you know, it's these examples like where you can use these stories, these forms of entertainment as inspiration and not just mindless consumption. You know, that's just, you know, byproduct of what we have today, where everything is fucking cheap. You know, cheap entertainment is it's easier for something to get. You know,
and like one of the greatest examples, like if your vice is women,
oh man,
let me tell you how lucky you are. Listen. I bet you didn't expect to hear that, right? Let me tell you how fucking lucky you are. You want women? You want women? Let me tell you all the things you need to do to get women, and just how much better you're gonna become as a man. Because you're fixated, I want you to fuck a hot girl, okay? That's great. Let me tell you what you gotta do. You gotta get in the gym. You gotta get stronger. You gotta get better. You gotta.
But you're already in the gym because of that.
Yeah.
But you're already in the gym.
You gotta up your style game. You gotta look better, smell better, get a nice haircut, get decent looking clothes. You gotta make more money. Wow, now you gotta go do this for your vice. You gotta go make more money. You gotta fucking up yourself. Wow, I gotta fucking, you know, add value, and me adding value puts clout on my social media, which gets me women. That's fine. Who the fuck? Okay, now you're fucking upping your game, I guess, on social media, putting yourself out there. You get a photographer to make you look good while you're doing your shit, so you can, you know, fake shit. That's whatever. Like, listen, anything is better than doing nothing. Anything, even if it's for reasons people tell you is wrong, forget that shit. You want nothing to do except get a hot girlfriend, and that's why you fucking made a business and got better. Like, someone can come up to you and be like, dude, I thought you did all those things so you want to make the world a better place. Fuck you.
Yeah, the world a better place. No, and like women... Human beings.
All this man wanted was a hot wife or girlfriend, or he wanted to fuck.
Yes.
Better than him being like, oh, I want to do all those things just to fuck. I think I'm going to do none of them. No, dude. No.
Man.
I'd rather you do things for the wrong reason, do something than
Yes.
nothing.
Yes.
You see what I'm trying to say here?
Mm-hmm. It's because like these things, if you, how can I put this? If you, God, there's something I had in my head as you're talking.
I know. Thoughts, thoughts are fluttering. So you gotta write shit down. You gotta take your time, bro. It's always editing.
It is always editing.
It's always editing.
Got it. So, with these things, I feel like vices are something that can benefit you in a certain stage of life, but has to be let go once you reach a certain position.
Okay.
Let's use the women example. When you are, let's say you're a young guy, you're 19 years old, you want women, right? And you're at the bottom of the social hierarchy right here. You got no girl, you got no style. Maybe you got poor posture.
You smell like ass.
You smell like ass, right? You got no money, all this kind of shit, right? The things you have to do because you want women are going to improve your circumstances currently. Because since you want women, you have to smell good. You have to get in the gym. You have to improve your posture. You have
social skills.
You have to social skills, money, all that shit, right? Now, once you get all that stuff, you get the women. Now, because you haven't had it for so long, right? You're going to. This is something you have to, go through the process with. You're gonna go and be obsessive, and go and fuck multiple women, right? After a certain point, you see that it starts to take away from you. That's the thing about vices, that after a certain point where it helped you, you have to drop it when it no longer serves you. And for a lot of people, vices at their stage shouldn't be dropped. It should be cultivated and redirected. Know that this thing is helping you become better because it's helping you create that desire.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
And that's something that I often did have trouble with because I was online and I was trying to be this good boy or whatever. And then, oh, don't do this, don't do that, don't
be a good man.
Having,
be a good man.
Having endless amount of sex is just not good for you. This, that, and the other, right? And
sometimes
of course,
you have to learn that for yourself.
And I'm fucking listening. I'm like, yeah, anything to help me to get a shortcut on life. If someone with wisdom tells me something that is bad for me, I'm gonna listen to that man. I'm gonna fucking go the other way, right? But now I realize, I'm like, man, I should have just done that shit for myself, because it is the not the end result. It is the journey, the path that you must take that makes you better. You know what I mean? You can't skip that. And the vice that how do you say? That part of you that is not socially accepted, I guess, that has to be redirected. That has to be cultivated. You know what I mean?
Indeed it does. Indeed it does. If you feel desire for anything, to spend more money, to gamble, to fuck, to kill, be violent, I'm telling you, before you give yourself shit and take your own desires and your own power and your own energy and attack yourself with it, which the world does a lot. It makes you feel bad for having any motivation to do these things. I'm telling you, don't feel bad. There are other men that want to gamble. There are other men that want to kill and hurt because it feels good to get your hands bloody, right? There's other men that want to fuck, okay? There's nothing fucking wrong with you. You just need to use it the right way. You just need to find an outlet for it. There are fucking outlets for it. Like, I don't care if you have to tape a pillow to your wall and hit it, I don't care. Like, you need to find a way, because you having this desire, this fire, this power in you, okay, is a good thing. You wake up in the morning to acquire things you want. That's not a bad fucking thing.
It'll give you that edge, man. It'll give you that edge.
Yes. It's not a bad fucking thing. All right? I'm not, again, disclaimer. I'm not telling you.
We're not telling you to go kill random motherfuckers.
I'm not telling you to go like sniff a pound of cocaine and die. I'm not telling you to go stab someone. I'm not telling you to go fucking catch an STD. Obviously, okay, but
find an outlet.
You are feeling a desire. That's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing.
And it's also goes to that that one quote as well from Jordan Peterson. Got to become a monster and then learn how to control it. That kind of thing.
Yep.
That kind of thing.
Yep. Become a monster. Learn how to control it. Once you've elevated yourself into a point in your life where like you no longer feel desire to do that thing a lot, then I mean, there's always going to be something. There's always going to be some reason to live, something to chase, something to want, and that's not a bad thing. I mean, again, like if you're a godless man, like what the fuck else is there to do? You know what I mean?
Yeah. And dude, like, I regret this so much, man, because I spent so much of my time trying to appear or trying to be this like. It also stems from that care, that want to be, liked by everyone. You know what I mean? That kind of just wanted to get rid of all these vices, all these things are bad, this, that, and the other, right? But it's like, dude, it defanged me, and now I'm like, in my current state, trying to get my fangs back.
Yeah, hey,
listen, that's harder. That's harder than de-sharpening, like dulling the fangs you got. You know what I mean?
The snake without fangs is just a worm.
Oh fuck! Oh fuck! Hey yo! Hey yo! That is good. That's good. Hey yo, write that down.
Hey, we're about to put that on a poster, bro. Here comes my ego. Here comes my ego.
Man.
Me just fucking me mid-walk, full suit on, just got like some nice Ray-Bans.
Hey yo, watch out for Top Blokes edition magazine cover edition 2, right?
Edition 2.
Hey, a snake without fangs.
It's just a worm.
Hey, that's crazy. It's at first glance you're like, bro, that's stupid, but then you're sitting there like, oh. But you motherfuckers sit here like, who the fuck said that? Nietzsche? Probably.
Top Blokes.
Top Blokes. Top Blokes Test said it. God damn.
It's powerful.
That's facts, bro. That's facts. Get some, with... It allows you to have that personal power, you know what I mean? It defanged me once in my pursuit to have no vices, to get rid of them, it defanged me. It gave me I had what was my purpose for, getting a lot of money if I don't really care about getting women, especially when that's like, come on, let's face it, as men, the primary factor, the primary reason we get, we reach out into the world to try to get resources, try to get money, to try to get status and all this shit is for the women. Even though it's more complex than that. Still.
Even like it can be like at least at first that's why you do it.
Exactly.
Because once you acquire those things, you need a greater reason to get more money.
Right.
And so now you want to give back to the world.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're just like, you've fucked women plenty. Maybe you still do, but not as much, or you have like a wife or whatever you want to do, Now it's like, okay, well, your motivation for getting money you've acquired. Now what else? Now you want to attribute to like maybe a greater good. So then you make a product to help a bunch of people, right?
Yeah.
So then you use that to acquire a little bit more money. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You have that desire. Don't get rid of it. Don't get rid of it.
Yeah.
Cultivate it.
Yep.
Use it. Practice on it. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Don't get rid of it.
Don't, bro. Don't.
It would be a big mistake. You'll be like like me trying to gain back that aggression that you had back then. That was just nullified because you just wanted to be a good little boy.
Don't let the world tell you to be a good little boy. Don't let the world tell you what you want is wrong. I mean, unless all you want to do is like fucking endlessly steal, rape, and murder. Like fucking obviously, don't do that. Right. Don't
menace society. Right?
Yeah. Don't let our society take your fire away. Okay. Don't let our society cut your fucking fangs off. Cut your fucking balls off. Be a fucking bear without teeth and a tiger without claws. Like, what the fuck? That comes with the package. Use your vice. Use your energy. And use it. Use it every day to better yourself. Don't worry about what to do once you get what you want. Because there's always going to be more shit you want. On the next episode, we can talk about what you do if you just like. Then we can split off into the like man that chases vice and desire, or drops it to become the sage thing. You remember talking about that?
Yeah.
We can do that on the next episode.
Yeah. I like that's a good one.
That naturally leads into the next thing. We can cut this off at 36 minutes.
Hey, nice little short one.
Yeah.
Nice little short one. Hey.
Cultivate your vices. Don't be a worm. Be a snake.
Don't be a worm. Be a snake. You heard that here first, bro. Cultivate that fire.
Do not. Clap.
I know. Fuck.
Damn.
Cultivate that fire, but do not let that fire burn you in the process, man.
Remember.
Stay
top. Get top.